What if I told you that starting a photography business has very little to do with taking pictures? Watch till the end, and I'm going to tell you what else you need besides just a camera.
It's showtime.
Hi, I'm Mike Lloyd. I run a multi-six-figure boudoir studio here in Silicon Valley, California. And after 11 years in business, I'm going to share all of my wisdom and knowledge with you so you can fast-track scaling your business to this point as well. So the 5 things we're going to chat about today when it comes to starting your business. First, you need a student's mind. Second, you got to get legal. 3, you need a good circle of advisors. 4, systems are your best friend. And 5, you need an accountant. So let's dive in. So the first thing you need to start a photography business is a student's mind. And not the kind of student who sits in the back of the class, never asks questions, does the bare minimum, and gets by with C's. Not that I think C's are bad.
I'm not completely helpless.
Not a fan of the public school system. That's an entirely different video. My point is that you need to come into this with the desire to learn, to always be growing, to always be changing. Because as soon as you believe that you know everything there is to know about a thing,
Now what do you think? You think I'm qualified?
you're already done for. Whether it's marketing or it's lighting or posing, everything is going to be constantly changing and you're always going to be getting better. Every marketing campaign that I run is a coin flip because sometimes a campaign that I don't think is going to do very well, not that I'm running ones I don't think are going to do well, but I'll think, cool, this is going to book out my next month. It might book out the rest of my year. And other ones that I think are a no-brainer and I should book 100 shoots from it, I get crickets, nothing. I could take that personally and I could give up, or I could say, okay, what can I learn from this? How do I improve and make it better for next time? Same thing with my lighting setups. Whether I'm adding new lights in on my subject, on the background, am I adding gels? Am I adding different kinds of light modifiers? I'm always tweaking what I'm doing because I constantly want to be getting better. That's what keeps this fun for me. Otherwise, if you're just going to be doing the same things over and over and over again, you're going to get bored, but you're never going to get different results. So it's really important that you constantly learn, be open to new information, and be willing to change. So the next thing we're going to talk about is getting legal. Because if you're going to run a business, you'd need to actually have a legal business.
All right, let's get down to business.
Otherwise, it's just a hobby and you're setting yourself up for future disasters. What does it mean to have a legal business? Well, this will be different state to state and country to country. So you need to look up your own regulations, and there are companies that can help you start this. I use one called Laughlin and Associates. We'll throw the link down in the description. They're amazing because they will help you set up all of the legal information for you. So whether you're going to do an LLC or a C Corp, an S Corp, or whatever your country offers, totally up to you. Find a tax professional, CPA, someone who can advise you on the best business structure for your needs and your future plans, and go with that. I really do not suggest being a sole proprietor. Again, this isn't the video for that, but it opens you up to the most liability and the fewest protections or tax benefits. So if you can run a different kind of business and pay less in taxes, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. Again, different video for that. So this company, switching me from an LLC to a corporation, we go through, they fill out all the paperwork, send it into your Secretary of State so that they can get your business legally formed at the state level. We also created an EIN, which is your federal tax ID. So now I'm paying income tax on this money that I'm making as a business, or the company is paying taxes on this. Also having a reseller permit, because in every city, at least here in California, if we're going to be selling products, which we are, every album, folio box, everything we sell, we have to charge sales tax. That is a reseller's permit that comes from the state level. Also, my city requires a business license or permitting based on where you're operating, what kind of business you're doing, and are you even in a location that allows you to run a business. Zoning laws matter. So you need to look at your city or town level and find out what's required to run a business. Look at your state level, find out what you need, and then at the national level as well. So again, find a tax professional. They can help you with that. or I recommend Laughlin and Associates. They're based out of Nevada here in the US. They're amazing. They walk you through everything, have monthly check-in calls with you. They're not paying me to do this. I'm not an affiliate for them. They've just made it so easy. And after starting several of my own businesses, I don't know why I didn't go with them sooner. I guess I didn't know they were a thing. So anyway, you got to get legal, and that includes paying your taxes, doing the things that a business does. Otherwise, it's just a hobby, and that's cool, but don't try to run a business as a hobby. It'll never work.
What did you expect?
Number 3 is finding a circle of advisors. So when you need help with anything, or you want feedback, or you just need to vent, having friends in the industry who've already done the things you want to do is going to be invaluable. Because I'm not going to go to my non-entrepreneurship friends and ask them advice on entrepreneurship. I'm not going to go to non-photographer friends and ask for advice on lighting setups or impact of an image, things like that. I want people around me who are doing the things that I want to do. That's where I'm going to get my information and my support. Because if you have these ambitious goals, if you want to make $500,000 a year running a profitable photo studio, which is very, very doable.
So, say it once, say it twice.
I'm not going to go to people who are working, 70 hours a week for $12 an hour. There's nothing wrong with that if that's the life that they want to choose. But they are going to have a very, very different look at money, at wealth, and just entrepreneurship in general. And they're not going to give you the same kind of feedback as somebody who's making $500,000 a year running their own business, whether or not it's a photo studio. So surrounding yourself with the kind of people who are going to cheer you on, who understand what you're going through and can help when needed, there's nothing like it. This doesn't mean you have to get rid of all your old friends. You don't have to put on a show and break up with your friends, but you need to create a new circle of people who can help you with this new part of your life. And I guarantee they're going to shave years off the learning process and save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars when you can learn from other industry professionals like, I don't know, this guy right here who can tell you how to fast track those things. So find yourself a circle of people already doing what you want to do. Point number 4. This one, way sexier in practice than I thought originally when I was told to do it, and that's create systems. Now, what are systems? Systems are basically a way to recreate the same tasks and processes over and over again to save time and to ensure better results. This is things like email templates or having automations in your CRM. Having a CRM, which is a customer or client relationship management tool. Basically, you log into this piece of software and it tells you all the leads you have, all the clients you have, all the clients you had, every email you've sent. What are your sales numbers looking like? It tracks everything in the business that has to do with interacting with a client. And it is invaluable to actually keep track, because if you're only doing one shoot a month, it's really easy to know where you are in that client's journey, right? Have you done the shoot? Do you need to schedule a consult? Have you placed their order? Are you waiting for them to pick up their order? Really easy when it's one person. But when you're shooting several hundred people a year, or even 100 people a year, you're going to forget. So having a customer or client relationship management tool, a CRM, you can keep track of where everyone is in the process. Also, it stores all your contracts in one place and it tracks your sales. And again, you can see, did I send emails to this person? Have they opened any of my emails? Maybe I need to reach out and give them a call because their shoot's coming up and I want to make sure they feel like they're taken care of. All that is made available in your CRM. I use Tave, that's Tave. You could use Sprout Studio, 17 Hats, Honeybook. There's a ton of them out there. Dubsado is another big one. Just find the one that works for you, and nothing's permanent. So I've used 2 other ones. I used ShootQ originally, then I switched to Sprout Studio. Now I'm on Tave because as my needs have changed, as my business has changed, I need new functionality. And if I'm experiencing technical difficulties and they're not able to work things out, that's no longer saving me time and it defeats the purpose of having the software. So I'm going to find a program that will work. So totally up to you. Try out different ones. All of them will give you like a 2 to 4 week trial and just see what feels right and go from there. But having these systems in place, if you're going to send out the same email more than one time, create templates. So you're just copying and pasting the template, changing the names and numbers. It's going to save you a ton of time but it also allows you to control quality. So if I have the same workflow with every single client and I realize there's a hang up somewhere, like everyone's falling off at a certain point, whether it's showing up late or missing appointments, or they're not clear on how much they should expect to spend, or they don't bring the right clothing, I can go through my workflow, figure out where that should be, make my adjustments, and then everyone gets the same treatment. So I can guarantee results or significantly improve my consistency by creating systems and workflows. And you're not going to know all of them in the beginning. They don't have to be crazy complicated or complex, but just get started. When you notice you're writing email responses to contact form inquiries, or you're booking somebody or their confirmation emails, or you're sending them pricing information, save all of those emails as templates so you can just reuse them over and over and over again. It'll save you a ton of time and just make your life easier and better for your client, because you're not going to forget things and overlook things. It's already saved, templatized, and ready to be used. Lastly, get an accountant. Think of an accountant as a doctor for your company. We go to the doctor to get checkups to make sure that we're healthy, because we can't see all the things inside of our own body. I don't know my iron levels just by waking up in the morning and looking at my arms, right? Just like we take our cars into the mechanic when we get our oil changes to find out how are the belts, how are the seals, how are the filters. A professional will look at all the things and tell you what needs to be worked on, where you have issues and where you're doing great. That's the role of your accountant. So please find an accountant. They're not very expensive, and they're going to keep your business healthy, because if you choose to ignore the financials, it's choosing to ignore the health of your company. And I don't know about you, but if you decide to just drive your car forever, ignoring the little lights that come on your dashboard, never getting it serviced, your car is not going to last very long. Just like if you decide to never go to the doctor, never get a checkup, never consider your health, you're probably not going to live very long.
You're dead.
Right? Same thing in your business. They're going to tell you where you're spending too much, where you should be spending more money, how to save for taxes, how to spend less on taxes, how to do everything. Your accountant will be your best friend. And do not be embarrassed about having very little cash flow. If you only have one client a month, great. There's never going to be an easier time to start than right now. Because when you have 200 clients in a year and you've got several $100,000 coming in and out, you're going to have a tougher time getting a new system in place, your financial systems, and your accountant can help you do that. So do not be embarrassed if you're making $1,000 a year right now. This is the best time. But choosing to ignore it is choosing to ignore the health of your company, and your company will die. So that's what you need to start a photography business. 1, a student's mind. 2, you got to get legal. 3, a circle of advisors. 4, systems in place. And 5, an accountant to keep your company healthy. So be sure to check out my other videos to learn more about growth mindset and developing systems and what is a student's mind actually going to do for you, right? I'm going to go into more depth in other videos, so check those out. Keep learning. You're amazing.